Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Well, good Thursday afternoon to all of our beautiful coffee beans. It's nice to have you. We have some probative things to go over related to the girls.
Change, you can flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Well, hello, my beautifuls, my beautifuls, my beautifuls, my beautifuls. We absolutely have something coming out. It came out a little bit ago, and I had a chance to review it because it said, I can't remember, put some type of warning on it. I'm like, I want to be careful, just because a news company could put it up doesn't mean Bullhorn Betty can't. So I decided to review it, and I decided to think over it, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. It is probative, it is important, but it's kind of creepy too. Because you get a good look. You kind of get a good look at one point in this body cam footage. We kind of get a good look at the scenery from across the street, and I'm telling you, I kind of got the creep. I've got to be honest with you, I got the creep. So I figured we'd go ahead and go live with it. We do have a major update in the case of, unfortunately, my Cleveland Angels are turning into suitcase girls very quickly, and I don't like it. But at the end of the day, this is where we are with the case. This happened on East 102nd Street in Midland, and this in Cleveland, Ohio. This was a case where I just don't know how in the world this happened. This is literally in the view of literally this person did everything in the view of everybody. I don't know how somebody could, my mind is blown. My mind is utterly and thoroughly blown over this case, just of the sheer brazenness. I mean, it's just, I don't know what other word to use. So it's nice to see you all. We'll go down and say hi to everybody. Good evening, Melanie, Texas woman. It's nice to see you. Good evening, Lady Gray. It's nice to see you. The real me too, Kathleen. Hello. I hope you are doing well. Denise, it's nice to see you. I hope you are doing well. Downey from Iowa. Is it still cold? Is it starting to warm up? Maybe we should do that around we've got a small group right now. Wherever you are, tell me what your temperature is, what state you're in, and where your temperature is. I'm trying to find, because it's starting to get up. It's starting to get hot here. We're back in the 80s in the afternoon. I'm like, oh my good gracious, it's awful. It's awful. We're already back. We're already getting close to molten lava again. So give me a hit up on where everybody's at and what the temperature is around the country. Peggy, it's nice to see you. Hot damn. Hello, my love. Hello. Casey, it's nice to see you. Robin, Arkansas. I guess I know where you're from. It's nice to see you. Let them 66. Good evening. Number 16. Desi. Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to have to cut and paste your name into a. It's driving me crazy. Can you say yes or no? I'm not saying it right, am I? You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I promise you. Tell me if I'm saying your name right. And if I'm not, you're gonna have to try to pronunciate it like. Until I get it, and then you just hit the thumbs up when I get it. That's what we did. Well, Aletha, I never got it. She kind of did the smacking of the hand on the forehead. She ended up calling into the show to. I've been calling her Aletha so long. I forget what I called her. I know what I called her. Althea. That I don't drove her nuts. Oh, that's great. That's great. Oma, it's nice to see you. Hello, baby love. Mitty, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Eeyore, hello, Denise. It is nice to see you. Who else do we have here? I just pulled meatloaf out of the oven. Denise, you know the rules here. We're not just true crime junkies. We're also food junkies. You cannot talk meatloaf in the chat without sharing somebody. You know the rules. You know. You gotta have enough to share with the fam. Okay? I'll send you my address. I expect it to be here in 30 minutes. Good gracious. It's nice to see you, Deanna. Hello, Vicky. It's nice to see you as well. What did you say? Oops. Oh, I see. I went up too high. Hold on. I just pulled it out of the oven. Okay. I just saw something. What was I reading? Sorry, I lost my place. Give me a second. Okay, I think I found my place. I just got blocked on another channel. Today is not my day. It's funny. I just blocked another person on my channel. It wasn't you. It wasn't. I'm just saying it wasn't you. You're not talking about me, but it's funny that you say that. I was on my book face. It was funny. All right. Mitty, it's nice to see you. Vicky, hello. Sassy Granny, hello, my love. Nerdy Girl, it's nice to see you. I thought I had a question here. I was going to answer something, but I guess I missed it. Huh, interesting. Carol says, PA, 56 and raining. Well, at least it's Texas Woman's 82, so you guys are getting hot too. Washington's 50, which is surprising. That's even kind of warm. But I was surprised when even Florida was freezing, and somebody from Washington was in warmer warmer weather than Florida. It was nuts. I remember that day. It wasn't too long ago. Philly about 40. Okay, so we got some. So it looks like kind of the southern states are starting to warm up. Wisconsin's still 43 degrees. That's pretty stinking cold. Sassy says 36 in Buffalo. That's still stinking cold. So some of you guys are still freezing. Henderson, Texas, 83. So it sounds like all of I think our guys, if you're in the South, if you are in the South, I think our winter's done. I think our winter's done. And then I saw our girl. She wrote how to pronunciate her name, and I got to get back down to that. I saw it. Michigan's 40, 38 in PA. Georgia's 78, Virginia's 70. Huh, that's nice. That's kind of nice. 56. Yeah, it sounds like PA is kind of going to be bleh. Okay, where are you? Hold on. Amy says temperatures in Kentucky's are low to mid 60s. Actually, that's not bad. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Ah, Daisy! Ah, we got it! I think that's what it says. It says it's pronounced Daisy. I just looked up how to spell it differently. Ah! Oh, welcome, Daisy. It was driving me crazy. It was driving me nuts. I hate when people say my name wrong. I try not to say other people's name wrong, so it just drives me nuts. So I always try. So now we know. Now we know. Daisy. It's Daisy. Daisy. It's nice to see you, Daisy. Well, welcome. Welcome. Gigi for life. It's nice to see you. Hello, my love. Kim, I must have missed a Kim because I see her saying hi to a Kim. There you are, Wisconsin. Okay, it's nice to see you, Kim. It's nice to see you. I hope you are doing well. I would have missed you if I didn't see somebody say hi to you. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Where are we? Oma, hello, my love. I hope you are doing well. Looky. Thank you, Miss Eeyore. I hope you're doing well, love. I hope you're doing well. Every time I put a heart on it, it drops you. Oh my gosh, yes, she's so happy. See, it makes your day when somebody says it right. Deanna, Blue Violet, Cleveland, Ohio, 35 degrees. Oh, it's still cold there. And we've got some news on that front. And I'm really sorry this is going on in your community. I really am. It really does suck. And our heart bleeds for your community. Our heart bleeds for everybody in Cleveland, because this has got to affect, even if you're not directly in this community, this has got to affect you some type of way. If this happened in my community, anywhere in my community, this would affect me some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, Miss Sonia. It's nice to see you. Deanna, Gigi, I think I said hi. Dina, it's nice to see you. Hello, good evening. Good evening, beans, fried potatoes, cornbread for dinner. Come eat, she said, come eat. I just might have to. It's nice to see you. Casey, hello. Carol, did I miss anybody? I'm trying to read these comments via a little while. Golly, everybody. You know what? We're just gonna have to stop the show and turn this into a cooking show. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hungry, and I gotta tell you, because I'm on this diet thing. I'm doing all this stuff because I gained 21 pounds. Yes, a shocking 21 pounds over the Christmas holiday, and I know exactly how it happened. I am totally not blissfully unaware. I know exactly what happened. Let me turn my microphone on. I feel like I'm screaming. I feel like I'm screaming in my ears. Blissfully unaware. Okay. Blissfully unaware. And I got to be honest with you. I ate salad all day. But it was kind of like, and it's not real salad. I mean, I don't consider iceberg lettuce salad. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm one of those persnickety salad eaters. Okay, so I like, spring greens and stuff like that, right? But I did the iceberg lettuce thing. It's what I had. I had some tomatoes that were starting to turn, so you have to chop the head off, and then whatever good is left, I had to throw it in there, right? So we have, I had a big old thing of salad. So you guys are talking about like whole meat and food. I mean, I put some rotisserie chicken on it. I mean, it's not like I just ate iceberg lettuce. I made it a real salad. I put iceberg lettuce. I had iceberg lettuce, tomato, cheese, rotisserie chicken, bacon bits, cranberries, candied pecans, and some ranch dressing and croutons. The croutons probably had a lot of calories in them. I like croutons. So you guys are talking about chicken cordon bleu and all these scrumptious, very, very, very scrumptious meals, and I'm salivating over here with my bowl of salad. I'm just going to tell you. Have you guys heard of cruel and unusual punishment? It's the most excitement I get all day right here. And I'm even limiting this to 1. And it doesn't even have any calories to it. You guys are mean to an old girl. 80 degrees in Savannah. Yeah, Daytona Beach, 70. Well, you guys are cooler in Daytona Beach. It was like 84 degrees over here on the West Coast. Ah, you lucky dogs. You lucky dogs. I'm jealous. I'm absolutely jealous. I'm gonna have to start ignoring you guys. I see more food. I see more food down at the bottom. Taking too long to say hi, I guess. Major thunderstorm Saturday. Ugh. Actually, as you're talking about thunderstorm, I'm hearing that like water hit my. I had to pull this out to see if it was like the air conditioning hitting this, but the air conditioning's not hasn't kicked on yet, and I'm hearing pelts on my. Yeah, it is raining here right now. It is raining here right now. So 35 in Ohio. Hello. Okay, major thunderstorms. I'm not having a major thunderstorm, but we're getting rain. Laura, are you close to me or what? Because you're getting rain too. There goes the air conditioning. 55. Hot weather, I love it. I want hot weather, I love it. I could do hot weather because I live in it. I'd prefer this than freezing cold all the time. I used to be, brown eye girl. Okay, that makes sense. Valerie, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. If I missed you guys, there's Phil. Hey, Phil, it's nice to see you. Trying to go down and see if I missed anybody. Turkey Man's up in the chat. It's nice to see you. How is it's for supper tonight? I'm going to start getting hangry in a minute. I had a whole iceberg lettuce. And people are talking about scrumptious food. I'm jealous, darn it. I'm jealous. Okay, it's nice to see you. Bike week here. Beautiful weather. Oh, nice. I didn't know it was bike week. Not like I would have time to come. But I love bike week. I love to hear the sounds of motorcycle. I was back in my, once upon a day, I'm not in that realm anymore, but I still like to hear it. Even when I hear somebody driving down the road, I just roll down the window just a little bit, just to get that extra vibration as they go by. Every time. You say, Laura, I think you're talking about me. God damn. Don't be telling on yourself, girl. Don't be telling on yourself. Yeah, well, it's a major update. We're going to be going over the body cam footage. We're going to learn a lot. We're about to learn a lot. So that's why I was not too eager on just jumping right in. I figured would warm up before we started getting into the body camera because it's not graphic, but it's graphic. I mean, now that, in a sense that, we see a suitcase, right? But that's pretty much, what we're going to be seeing with respect to this video. It's been provided by Channel 19. They got the body cam footage, but I'm more curious. One, at the statements of the witness. The witness has made several statements. I thought it was interesting hearing. We're going to break those statements down because this, I think, is going to help with our timeline. Okay, folks. I think we're going to find out some great information if we're putting together a timeline, which we are. This is going to be some great information to help with that timeline on these two beautiful souls that were lost apparently at the hands of their mother, which, again, not shocking. We kind of already laid this being out as the most likely path forward when we heard about this case. And a lot of reasons went into that, but it was very quickly determined because, let's face it, we didn't see any missing children in the area. And by watching what we were looking for and looking at, it was determined, like somebody had to be really comfortable and know a lot of people's behaviors, personal behaviors around that area in order to do what they did. So let's go and jump right in. We're going to jump right into the man that actually witnessed and what he actually witnessed here, because this is going to be super important. This is when the cop kind of pulls up. We learned early on in this case, let me just give you guys some background information. So we heard about this case just the other day. Two young girls found in two separate suitcases that were, one was partially buried and the other one was found when law enforcement came to do some evidentiary things, for the one deceased individual. And it was determined after they got those suitcases back that these were two juveniles. One that they assessed, give or take, please don't hold me to this. I know somebody else has probably the exact age range, but I believe it was like 8.5, which I thought was pretty weird. They said 8.5 to 11 and like 10 to 14, which I thought was really odd. I didn't, I thought it was odd at there, but I never pointed it out. But now that looking back, I should have pointed it out, because it really was. Why 8.5? Like, really? Would you really know from 8 to 8? Because they said, 11 to 14 or 10 to 14 for the second, but 8.5 to 11 or something weird like that. And I'm like, at least one of the reports I remember saying 8.5. So what I found out is these girls, one I believe is 8.5 and one is 14, which is, I if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But they were stumbled across by somebody walking the dog. He was walking the dog in this area, and the dog had hit on this bag. And we didn't know how he ultimately determined that it appeared to be maybe a human head in there, or a head, or a mannequin, or something that spooked him. Spooked him enough where he ultimately called law enforcement and backed away and waited for law enforcement to... my thunderstorm's here. Who said thunderstorm? You get out! I'm just joking. Somebody was doing the rain dance in the chat. I'm just saying. 8 and 14. But when I hear 8.5 though, baby love, because I remember them saying 8. I remember one report saying 8.5, and I never caught that. I can't remember how I heard it. I don't remember if it was from the press conference or from something I read, but I remember reading 8.5 somewhere, or hearing 8.5. I could be wrong. Anyways, I'm tired. But long story short, this guy found them walking his dog. This is the guy. This is the guy that wanted to remain anonymous. We don't know his name, but unfortunately, this is body cam, and they did not... he is an adult. He is a witness. He's not in any danger, and they didn't cover his face.
Some of the questions many of you have.
Understood.
Oh, there.
So you can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
Straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
Straight,
It's
yeah.
a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog.
Okay, that was the first clue. Did you guys hear that? Let's go back. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds. If my let me check my sound real quick. Hold on. I want to. Wow, that is kind of coming through the microphone pretty good, isn't it? Give me just a second. Let me see if there's any way I can try to clear up that noise at all. I don't think I'm going to be able to. But you guys are getting the sound of my, I got a rainstorm going on right now, and it's pretty loud. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to be able to clean it up. Just bear with me. I don't know how bad it is, if it's coming through, the microphone, but just to let you know, this stuff here is all battery operated type stuff. I mean, it's plugged in, so if we go down, we'll have some times to say I'm not going to run if my power's out, but if we won't just go boom, we're down. Oh yeah, we will. All right, well, we'll boot back up. So just stick around. I know Florida storms are a little weird. You can have rain and nothing happen, and sometimes you can have sprinkles and your power go. It's weird in Florida. All right, we'll just move on. So here's the guy that found the bags. I'm gonna let them play, and then we're gonna talk. So the first thing he says is what? He says that he went around. That he's been passing it for about a week now. I think that's our first clue. This sounds like a guy that takes his dog in this area quite often. That's what I'm gathering. You guys can decide, once you hear it yourself, you can make your own determinations for yourself. But it sounds to me like he comes here regularly with his dog, and you'll pick that up because he says, about a week ago or something like that, and my dog hit on it, but I just didn't mess with it, and then I just figured this time I'm gonna, see what's there, see what my dog's, digging at. And so it sounds like he goes there regularly. It sounds like these suitcases just arrived within the last week. Okay, so I think we're getting our timeline together. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to find and determine what failed here, okay? I'm very angry that we have two young women, or not women, young girls that were going to grow up to be women, lost at the hands of their mother and had been missing for over a week, and nobody knew a thing. That I'm angry at the situation where we've got here with this whole, the mom doing this, and we're going to cover that angle. But we also have to cover and find out what happened. How in the world can these kids disappear and nobody know? There was no missing person flyers for these young girls. Now that we're learning is now 8 and 14. What were their friends told? Something majorly failed. Absolutely. 100% something majorly failed here. So that's where we need, to be, we need to cover this case, and we need to do it factually because young girls are here and involved, and it's very heartbreaking what we're dealing with here. But, it looks like the chat just went out. Oh, it's just connected again. So it looks like we're having some craziness. If I go out or anything, please let me know in chat. I am monitoring chat very well right now. All right, let's just keep going because I'm in this rain and I want to get this done.
Straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
Straight,
It's
yeah.
a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here.
So boom.
I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped.
A mound of dirt. Why is this important? Okay, we're hearing about a week. We're hearing a mound of dirt. So it sounds like these things were not there previously. And I'm going to keep pointing those out because I think this is important because now there's a few things we're finding out. These girls weren't here for months, okay? That was, like I said, some time could mean a difference to many people. And when you're talking about a body and you're talking about the breakdown of human tissue when it's not getting oxygen or blood, flow, you have certain things that happen, and a lot of that is the deterioration of soft tissue. In this situation, they never talked about remains. They talked bodies. And this, I think, was preserved by the weather. So we were trying to figure out when, like, the winter came, giving us a little roundabout idea. And so we're determining that this could have gone back as far as November because we were just with our own devices and the limited of information that we had. But this right here is good, and this gets us a little bit closer to where we overall need to be. And it looks like within a week of this finding. So, obviously it's been longer than a week now that the girls would have lost their life, maybe closer to 2 weeks at this point. But he's saying the dogs have noticed this mound this mound for at least a week. So I'm picking the information out that I'm hearing that I think is relevant to timeline purposes of this case. So I'm thinking that this isn't as far back as maybe we initially thought it was. This might actually be more in line with they may have lost their life in the last week prior to the case breaking, or them finding the suitcases. So let's hope that that is the case. That is the better possibility, because obviously the longer they're out there, the more elements that they're in, the more deterioration. We'd hope that the weather would preserve them, but maybe we're not thinking of certain elements. Maybe the melting of the ice may deteriorate some of the trace. So we're looking at a lot of those things when we're taking this into consideration. But this is good. A week might be doable as far as finding ultimate, and that we're hearing there's a lot of evidence in this case too.
A week now, because I take my dog, I stay right here. I take my dog, I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stuck. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm going to take it. I hope it's not what I'm...
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick.
I'm probably sure that he saw a suitcase and he saw her sniffing around. I doubt he thought that there was somebody in it. I think he probably thought maybe there was an animal or something else in it. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in Cleveland, the first thing they think of when they see a suitcase buried underground's body. I don't know. I'm even in true crime, I don't know if that would be my first thought, which sounds pretty naive and ignorant of me, but I don't know if that would really be my first thought. But this, you know, at least he was, I'm glad he looked, in all fairness. I'm glad he looked.
It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up,
Do you think she
unzipped
put them...
it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up. And...
do I think she put them there right away? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I would know. All right, well, let me process this for a second. I would have to say yes, near around the time that she murdered them. I would have to think somewhere in close proximity, in a day or two of her murdering them. Did she just try to dispose of them? I would have to say, yeah, very close to when it happened, because the way I'm looking at this is that maybe she didn't have a car. That might be the first issue. If she didn't have a car, this would explain why she chose that specific area, I would presume. How long have it been reported missing before they were never reported missing, Turkey Man? The kids were never reported missing. There was no reports of children in this, not even that matched this description in the whole state of Ohio. We looked, there wasn't, I mean, there's people missing, but nothing of two siblings or half siblings missing. And we knew that it was recent enough that they still were bodies instead of remains, but we didn't know what condition of those bodies were, because they say that it was clear that they were there for some time. And I cautioned our audience about the word some time, because it could be subjective, based on the person giving it. Because we've had where somebody said, they've been there some time and they were there 2 months. Another might be they've been there some time and it might be 6 months or a year. This one appears, based on this eyewitness, that this person was walking next to this mound that appeared about a week or so before this call right here that he could recall. And it seems like his dog kept sniffing a specific spot a little longer, probably having to tug his dog along. It's like, what in the world is that? And maybe something happened, because from what I heard is that there was just a little bit of the suitcase sticking out of the ground, and that's what caught his attention. But we'll listen to it.
Head.
Buried under the dirt, it was?
Yeah, it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up, and head.
Buried under the dirt it was?
Yeah, halfway. You
Okay.
can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or
Okay.
tried to bury it. And like I said, I walked my dog over there and she keeps stopping it. She sniffs.
So you see what I'm saying about the week. I mean, it seems like that we're pretty determined at this point that it's been a week, you know, from the time that he noticed this bag, that he's saying that was probably more than just a little bit. So I have to think that the ground had to have been frozen. This person had to have been desperate and just prayed that nobody would see it, and probably looking, the officer's going to go over there. And I'm going to stop it right at the... This is crazy. Right at the spot. Hey, JH, it's nice to see you, love. Right at the spot where you get the angle of the house. We're going to look at the map because you know that blue house it looks like it was knocked down. I think the house, when we were looking at the map, that blue house, that really rotten house, I don't think that was the house. I think that house has been knocked down because the house that's over there now is not obstructed by all those trees, which we knew because we knew it was winter time. But it wasn't obstructed by all of those trees. And there was no blue house. This looked like that white house next to the blue house. So I think that blue house was completely demolished and brought down completely. So let's watch.
Sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not with it. And today I was just like, let me see what that really is.
Okay.
It's back there.
All right,
I
I'll
pulled
go.
it up so it's kind of standing up, and it stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here.
Yeah.
What was your name, sir? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Too cold. Too cold. Let me see what we got in here. Do we have... Oops. Sorry, guys. I probably just screwed up the chat. I probably will go back up as far as I wanted to go back up. Thank you, Hot Damn. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, love. I hope you're doing well. Okay. This is going to be important. Let me monitor this real quick. Hold on. Let me get over here. Okay, so here we go. Now, this is, you're going to come up to the suitcase, and we're going to be able to see directly across. Here is kind of the building that was dilapidated, and I believe this is the White House right here. Let's keep going. Yep. So, I want you guys to look at this. There's the suitcase. Do I have the whole thing on here? I do have the whole thing on here. Perfect. There's the suitcase. There's the house. Okay? There it is. 100 yards away, or 100 feet. No, it's 100 yards away. I think it's more. Yeah, that's more than 100 feet. 100 yards away. Is that 100 yards away? I don't know. We'll have to let them tell us. I can't remember if it's 100 yards or 100 feet. It looks like 100 yards. At the end of the day, this is what's making me feel that this lady has no car, no vehicle. Because I don't know why she would do that there. She had to have felt awfully comfortable. Because this is, if you see where that bag is, it's not even in the trees. It's on the outside of the tree line. And I did tell you guys, I thought that there might be some wheels. I have a funny feeling that these bags have wheels on them. They do. Okay? They do have wheels on the bag. So it seems to me she wheeled them over from the house. So I think my theory might be holding some water, where I do believe she probably went over there. She may have taken those bags over before or after she's already dug the hole. But I do believe close in proximity from the time she hurt these children to the time she put them there, I think there was close proximity, a day or two, if not a few hours. I mean, and for it to kind of be sticking out of the ground, so to speak, I feel like the only way that she was, because the other one's hidden pretty good. This one, not so much. This one's stuck out of the ground, so there's a reason for that. And it might be that when she wheeled them back over, you know, she didn't have the shovel, or the ground was frozen and she couldn't dig down any deeper, so she just tried to cover it up. And again, had it not been for this man that walks, lives across the street, this is a vacant field. I'm sure he doesn't want, dog hoo-hoo, right in the middle of the field that, probably walks along the edges of the field, and probably does this every day just to get the dog out there. Might do this every day just to play the dog. I mean, if I had a field this large across the street from my house, me and Delilah would be over there several times a day playing fetch and what have you. But yeah, if Turkey Man, how many bags? 2. There was a bag for each child. And he only found 1 bag. They did not know about the second one until after they came there to do their preliminary work. Now, give me just a second. I got to see one thing. I got to pull this back just one time. I got to make sure that there's one spot. I want to make sure that we are... Yeah, it looks like everything's cut down.
I got you.
Hello, Karen. It's nice to see you. Sonia. True Crime Movement. Hello, my love. I hope you're doing well.
The officer at this point is waiting for backup. You'll hear a conversation that he also needs
nice
someone to bring him a flashlight. Keep in mind, this is just the first of 2 suitcases that were found after the body was discovered. And this one, they start searching that entire wood line that you see, and they do eventually find a second suitcase with another body in it. Again,
are you still inside the district?
And that's the other problem. I don't think we're aware. Oh, let me put my green screen back on. I don't think we're aware where the second bag was ultimately found. And again, not graphic in a sense, because it's just a suitcase. But it's sad because somebody did that. Somebody put that suitcase in the ground there. And that's what's so disturbing and so upsetting. And then we find out that a person, now they still, I don't know if they finally made the connection now. It's 162nd. It's 162nd. And it's east. 701 east. 16. Not 15. Unless she was going back to get them at a different time after the snow cleared. Oh, that could be a... But I still feel like if she had a car, she would have gotten them further away from her. That's just, I'm just my opinion. Think about it. This is an open field. And that suitcase is not even in the tree line. It's on the outside of the tree line. That's, I don't know. That's a little scary if you ask me. I don't think that that's your normal run-of-the-mill, just my opinion. Just my opinion. 8.5 and 14 is what they... yeah, your children, that's what... And yes, she is arrested. But here's here's my issue. When we first brought on this case and we looked at where this first suitcase was, the one thing that came to mind is that this person would have had to know, because in front of this, there's a row of houses. There's a row of houses that look directly in this park and directly at that tree line. Think about the brazenness of somebody literally going in front of people in front of these row type houses. Like they're not row houses, but they're houses, just like a normal block where you have one house, two house, three house, four house. I think there's 4 or 5 houses right in front of this park that have direct front access to that park. That means their front of the house is pointed directly in this park, directly to the back toward those tree line. And this tree line next to the school, by the way, there's a school and there's a school driveway right there and a place where people park. And it looked like only 10 or 15 feet or maybe even 20 feet in from that area is where this was. I mean, you're talking about somebody that was very, very comfortable to dig holes and then wheel bags and put into those holes. This is not somebody that's just driving by. This is somebody that would know that they could be able to do that right there in an open field with houses across the street. That's somebody that knows their neighbors. That's somebody, I can go there if you want. Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love to get some footage of this area because those houses in front, because I'd like to see that house. It's on the corner. It's on the other corner. Like this field is on the corner of 162nd Street East in Midland, and the house is on the other side of 62nd Street East in Midland. One's on this side and one's on the Midland side. Like they cross over the Midland Street, not the 62nd Street. So it's I don't understand this. I just don't understand people. But that's what's making me feel she didn't have a car, because I just don't see her doing this right here if she had a different option. This seems like a very desperate option for me.
Okay. I was going to have you grab my flashlight, but that's all right. When you get up here, if you go down 162...
They haven't released that, JH.
Staring at the 162. You can just pull in this parking lot for this Ginn Academy.
Ginn Academy.
And,
they said here. Long.
So I haven't.
And so I was saying gin.
I haven't opened it yet.
Ginn.
The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground.
I don't think so, hun.
I've noticed him for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to, get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today, and to see what was in there because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and hurry. He just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it. All right. Yeah, just come down towards like Midland, and
okay.
I mean,
the second suitcase is, he walks down about 10, 15, 20 feet. There is an area of dirt that is also disturbed. Not exactly sure if that's where the second suitcase was.
So they're seeing some disturbed areas. I haven't seen the second area of disturbed, it being disturbed. But we do know that there were 2. The one guy found the one, so they just thought it was one. But during their investigative search around that area for, I'm certain, clues and trace, to find out if there was anything scattered there. We've seen the processing of areas. It's pretty thorough. At least it should be. And during that thorough process, they found a disturbed area. I'm sure a dog hit on it. If they had dogs out there, I'd have to think Cleveland is large enough where they have canines on stock. Different types of canines with different types of handlers. I'd have to presume. Cleveland's a huge area. The larger the area, the more resources you can have and afford. For example, we probably once upon a time couldn't afford a helicopter here, right? We now have a Manatee County helicopter for our sheriff's department. We have speedboats for our sheriff's department. $500,000 beasts, I tried to wrestle with the sheriff to go, fishing on, and he told me no. They told me no. I try, guys. I try. Every chance I get, I try. I try to use the resources we have in Manatee County, whether for private use or not. They tell me no. They tell me no all the time. I don't like them. So the parents have never reported those girls. I don't think there's parents. I think there's mom. I think mom. It sounds to me like these children don't have same father. It sounds like there was another young child inside the home. So we're talking about 3 different children by 3 different fathers. You know, I'm sure the fathers were there for the good times and gone for the rest. I believe it was just her, because I still can't figure out how in the world 2 children for a week. I mean, I'm basing my information on the eyewitness testimony we just heard, that those cases have been out a week. I mean, he showed us where he lived. I mean, he lives literally across the street. So it sounds to me like he takes his dog out there regularly. And his dog has only noticed this in the last week. That tells me that in the last week that he's been there more than just the last week. This is not his first time going there. So I'm picking up on these cues that he's saying and helping, trying to ID this, you know, and identify some. Add all different dads. Yep, there you go. Add all different dads. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah. It's kind of cute how you say it, but not so cute if you're living it, I'm sure. But maybe, I don't know. I don't personally like it. I think it breaks down the family dynamics. So, you know, it just does. But that's for a different topic. But it doesn't sound like, you know, the male figures were in these young girls' lives, which is sad. You know, every child needs a mom and it needs dad. No matter where you come from, you all need mommies and you all need daddies. I know I did, right? I know I did. And I have to think that that's the same way for everybody. We all need good mommies and daddies. Some people and some children don't get the luxury of having good parents. And they show up on our show, and it's sad, and we don't like it. But this is the story of Amor and Mila. We've learned their names. They look like precious babies. They look like, you know, one was 14, so I'm pretty sure, you know, if her mommy was not doing well, the 14-year-old, but it sounds like these kids were abused. So I bet you she had perfect angels for children, because they were probably abused and too scared to do squat, you know? It just upsets me. It just upsets me. It upsets me so, because our children are our future, right? They're our future, and that's all there is to it. You never know where these children were going to end up, right? They could have been doctors. They could have been lawyers. They could have done a lot with their life, if not for their mom snuffing them out. And it's just sad. It's sad. So let's get back to this. I'm saddened by this story. I'm saddened we have to cover these stories. I'm just saddened. But I'm glad we finally have names. That was the most important with these stories, is to ID these people, these children, these babies, and ID the monster or monsters. We still don't know. And law enforcement hasn't had a real press conference to tell us what is going on in this case. So is there other people? You know, we know all too many times moms cover for their abusive POS boyfriends. Or girlfriends. Let's not forget about Janiyah Michaels. Janiyah Michaels. Her mom was with a girl. And it was heard and reported that girl, after her daughter was abused by some other person in their family, the woman that her mommy was with ended up abusing her. And then all of a sudden she disappears. Janiyah Michaels. Just angers me. Angers me so.
As we wait for the other officers to arrive, let's remind you what we know about this case. It was late yesterday afternoon, after detectives had been working this case, that they developed information.
Hey, Bill, are you still at the district by chance? Can you do me a favor, please?
The flashlight.
I left my flashlight in the
shame.
office.
No,
are you able to run it up to me? I'm on this call on 162. Yeah, so if you go in there, right in front of, like on the side of the refrigerator, you'll see a flashlight. And then I'm on that call on 162nd and Midland. Appreciate it. Thanks, Gil.
Police
Thanks, Gil, for having us
used,
6.
DNA from the inspection of the bodies from the medical examiner's office determined that the 2 bodies were in fact
I want to
half
say yes, but I'm not
sisters.
sure. Somebody's going to have to look that up.
One 8.5 years old, the other 14 years old. Using detective skills, according to the police department, they develop a lead to a home that's in this same area, on really across the street from this area. They served a search warrant yesterday, were able to collect a lot more evidence, and in fact, an arrest was made of a...
See a flashlight. And then I'm on that call on 162nd and Midland.
I'll get back there.
I left my flashlight in...
Just a...
Hold on, let me get the spot. I want to get it. Where is it? Maybe I got to go back to the... He's got a perfect spot of the house. It's when he goes over there. It's right here. Let me put it out a little bit and then I'll find it. There it is. So here is that, like, remember I told you it looked like a abandoned, it looked like all of these things maybe a year or so ago were kind of abandoned, but they look a little bit better now. And it looks like the blue house that was in front of this with all that crap and stuff was torn out, unless they painted this and refixed the house. But here's the house. Here's the suitcase. I just want you guys to understand. This is why I'm saying I don't believe this lady has a car or regular mode of transportation, because these suitcases are on wheels. This is in close proximity to her home. She most likely was doing this at night because she knows her neighbors and she knows her neighbors' routines. And if she knows her neighbors' routines, she would know the perfect time to be carrying out something like this. We determined that here on this show. All of us determined that this really did. What's your Facebook page? Bullhorn Betty. Everything's branded Bullhorn Betty pretty much across all the platforms. So it appears to me she would have done this at night, and she would have done it when all of her neighbors were sleeping. She probably monitored her neighbors' movements, probably knew, who knows how long she's lived here. We don't even know how long they've lived here before this happened. We've got a lot of questions with this case. But more importantly, we now kind of have an idea of timeline, a week. Probably I would say safely 7 to 10 days, right? So 7 to 10 days is when this bag had popped up, or this unevenness in the ground, this disturbance of the ground, appears to have happened 7 to 10 days before the call, before this neighbor ended up checking what was in the suitcase. So that gives us a little bit of a timeline. But even if it was there just the 7 days, or even given it going back, maybe it was only there for 5 days. It's still very problematic how 2 siblings can just not be reported missing from school, by school officials, by family members, by parents, all 3 of these children had dads. One of the children is at the home. By the way, the child that's at the home appeared to be in good health from everything that I understood. So why these children? And the photos that we have of this mother with her 2 kids when they were younger, she does not look like that anymore. She looks rough. And quite frankly, when I saw her mugshot, she looked mean as hell. When she was in those photos with her children years ago, she looked happy. She looked like a mom. She looked like a monster to me in her mugshot. Just a straight monster. That guy's got to be freaked. Oh, golly, baby love. Can you imagine? Hey, Aaron, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. She kept one. Yeah, there's one child. They said when they went to arrest her and did the warrant for her house, that there was one small child in the house. So that tells me that that's most likely a child by a different man, I would presume. So I don't know what happened in that house or why, but having a 14-year-old child, those things can be, I'm sure if you had teenagers, you guys understand what I'm talking about. They can be very trying, very, very trying. But still, we still have people. We've all survived pretty much. She was pretty back. Yeah, she was pretty. She had she looked well, It just the photo of her in the mugshot, to me, she looked evil to me. I'm sorry, she just looked evil to me. So let's get back to the body cam.
I got you.
She was a mom at 4. That's what it sounds like. Yep.
So at this point is waiting for backup, a flashlight. Keep in mind this is just the first of 2 suitcases that were found after the body was discovered. And this one, they start searching that entire wood line that you see, and they do eventually find a second suitcase with another body in it. Again,
Hey, are you still inside the...
Oh, we already listened to all that, so let's get back to
that was
Ruth.
the location of the second suitcase, but we know it was along that same tree line. His backup is just pulling up, and we'll take you through the rest of this video.
Can you show me which side working on 3 reports and mark taking entering property?
I got you. Yeah, I'm 3-4 radio. Stand by. And 3-3. Passport.
For like a week.
Hold on.
Flashlight.
Let's
We're
listen.
gonna
Let's listen to the conversation.
2233.
I ain't opened it yet. I left my flashlight. Oh, you got a flashlight. We're gonna have to look and see. It's like partially buried. He said it was sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up.
Yeah, I think that for like a week, I think that's going to be a good timeline. I really do. That will explain why it was body and not remains, because this did happen in close proximity. So in knowing that this happened within the last week, we did have some people from Cleveland in the chat. What was the temperature like around this time? When were they found? Let's find out when they were found. What day? Oops. March 2nd. So 3 days ago. And so if we were to go back, let's look at a calendar. March 2nd. And I know we reported it. It happened March 2nd, and I believe our first show had to have been March 3rd, because I know it had been 16 hours when I ran with the story. And I don't remember even how I came across it. It wasn't even really making major headlines. And I ran across it, and it was just a wild case that I went ahead and covered it. So March 2nd calendar. Let's find out a calendar. Oh, I don't want my calendar up here. Now let's take this down. You guys don't need to see my private calendar. Oh, good gracious. What am I doing here? Betty, what are you doing? Let me look over here. I was just trying to find a calendar. You know, a calendar. Calendar, not a Google calendar. Oh, good gracious. Okay, so this would be around the area that I would presume that they... Well, no, second. Okay, here it is, Monday. He found it Monday. And he says that they had been there, so that's Monday. So I would probably say from here... I would say from here to here. Based on his information, I would presume that those bags arrived. But that's, again, people have brought up a valid point. You know, there was one suitcase. The suitcases may have been put there at different times, but I kind of believe if they were put there at different times, I kind of believe they would want at least one would be remains versus body. So because they talked about the two, they didn't talk about remains, they talked about bodies. It seems like they would have at least been in close proximity together, I would presume. But who knows? Who knows? But it sounds like a week. At least this bag here.
I just want to see. You flash your light on. I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it.
Okay, I'm getting nervous. Hold on here.
No.
What? Did you guys hear that? I didn't say nothing to Siri. Apparently. I don't know. I'm getting nervous to do this. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything. So we'll just skip. There we go. 5 seconds. We're back at it.
I have watched the rest of it.
Okay, he did cut
There's
it.
not a whole lot more video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there it goes.
And that is...
So he cut it off. He cut it off right. I thought he did, but I wasn't sure. And I was like... So that's where
we have chosen to stop the video.
Yeah.
I have watched the rest of it. From there's not a whole lot more. There's only about 20 seconds left on the video. The officer reaches down and unzips just the zipper to get it to the top and takes the flashlight. The suitcase does not open. They don't open it to that extent. They are just trying to see if, in fact, there was a body inside. He takes the flashlight. You hear one of the officers say, "Oh, yeah, that is." You hear one officer ask about if that was the head. And again, at this point, based on what the caller had said, something about a head in a suitcase, he says, "I can't tell." And she says, he says, "The head is attached. It's just folded in a fetal position." We didn't want to show that, but did want to relay, and that's where the video stops.
So now we kind of have a good idea of what was in there. And again, very sad. And what do you do? You know, it's just like, I have a funny feeling we're going to find out the Department of Children and Family Services were involved. And if they weren't, why? Why weren't they involved? So anyways, we have a few updates on the Nancy Guthrie case, and I know the Nancy Guthrie case is kind of losing some attention, and it's quite sad that it is. It's quite sad that this grandmother is going without justice, and it appears we may not know, at least for the foreseeable future, what happened and or what justice may look like for her. It looks like Savannah went back to the Today Show, and I'm sure she had to do a lot of soul searching for that. I'm glad that she is able, it sounds like she's been really trying to hold her faith, and I think she's just trying to move forward in the most positive way imaginable. So where does this leave the case? I don't know. I heard, this gets me back. I did hear that it appeared that video I heard from Brian ultimately ended up being somebody stealing his content and putting a different date on it and repurposing it. And that caused such great confusion for me, but made sense. And so that's what happened. So I never heard of another possible person of interest again. And then people started saying, there was something about person of interest, but I didn't hear any more about whether there really was, other than that was just a repurposed video. And so at this point, we keep thinking that this guy is not a professional because the way he was holding his gun or something like that. And I still don't think this guy was a professional in a sense of what do we deem professional. But it does appear that whoever did this wasn't undetected, just can't be identified. So could this be concluded as a professional whatever? Yeah, kind of, sort of can. We don't know who would have done this to this grandmother, but at the end of the day, I mean, we've got nothing. And that guy looked like a dumbass. So how the frick did a dumbass, get away with it this long? I just truly don't know. So it sounded like somebody had tried to vandalize the memorial. And again, coming back to why would somebody do that? What is wrong with people? It's like seriously just wrong with people. It's just, I just don't know. And people think they're okay, that their behavior, like even that guy going up on the bike, and I saw that where he was just like, who does that? Who does that? Who acts that way? It just irritates me because, I mean, I don't know how some, I'm not a journalist in the sense of being able to be measured like that. I might watch it, but I have a funny feeling some expletives would be coming out my mouth to that dude. Like, you. Just saying. I don't want to be rude to neighbors, but yeah, you guys have a right to live there on your property. That road is not yours. It's a public road. Okay, just because you don't have a whole lot of public traffic doesn't change the fact that that's a public road. You don't own it. You own your piece of dirt. And when you're out there on your bike, you're no different than the media standing out there in the street. So, again, the only person that looked like a dumb was him on the bike. He couldn't even control himself. Did you see? Like, he had such vitriol. He just had to say it. He had to let people know. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. The vindictive, POSs. You're never going to be friends with them because they're not happy people. Okay? The only people they're friends with are people that are just as miserable as them. He just had to say it. He could, he was just seeping out. It's just seeping out of his pores. He just had to say it. He couldn't control himself. He couldn't contain himself. He didn't care how much of an asshole he looked like. He just wanted to say it. Oh my God. I can't stand people like that. I can't. Watch. Probably in the next year, I'm going to do something like that. What you bet? What you bet? He's rubbing off on Betty. He's rubbing off on Betty. I don't know. All right, guys. Get out of here. Go have fun. Have a good night. I just thought you guys would like to know that. I don't know if they're ever going to acknowledge that this lady in those bags, they're connected. You know, they still kind of haven't acknowledged it yet, I guess. You know, I don't think they've acknowledged like the girls and that being her mom, you know, across the street, if I recall. I think by tomorrow they're going to have to, because she's going to have to be arraigned at some point if she's going to have a first visit. I don't know anybody that's on, you know, 162nd Street East that has a homicide and child abuse charges. I mean, you would think that there would have been multiple units out there if there was 3 homicides. But so they beaten around the bush. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why they didn't. We didn't have no traffic till Leilani offered. Yep. Little Quentin. That is true. That is true. All right, guys. Well, I love you. Take care. God bless ya. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in the morning. What's tomorrow? Ooh, tomorrow's TGIF. 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 That's what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's TGIF. So let's get down. We're not getting up early tomorrow. I'm probably going to roll early tomorrow. We'll do a live like at, I don't know, 9. If I'm like ready to rock and roll at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going live at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll go live again at 9. Okay? I'm just letting you know. Because I'm not sitting here twiddling my thumbs for all these hours. I'm just telling you, I'm not. We'll adjust the day tomorrow. But I'm rolling through the whole day. We've got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I've got to start putting this equipment in. I finally got notification that the camera is finally on the way from China. What the hell was I thinking? I didn't see it. I keep forgetting eBay. You got to be careful when you order from eBay. You got to check it. I could have bought the same damn camera here in the United States for like $30 more. Why the hell would I wait a whole entire month for a stupid camera? I didn't know I was ordering it from China until after it was already too late. So, that's where we are. We will see you. Don't know if I'll see you at 4 a.m., she says. My yarn is getting smaller. Friday already. It's gonna be. That's too funny. All right, guys, get out of here. We'll see you guys in the morning. I don't know a time in the morning, but definitely 1-ton camera. Yeah, I know. 1-ton camera. I don't know why I can't read. Hey, Betty fan. It's nice to see you. I don't even think I said hi to you this evening. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. Oh, I know you guys ask me, why in the world are you yawning at like 6:45? It's because I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay? I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We did our first show this morning a little before 6 a.m. Don't forget that, okay? That all takes time to set up. It takes time to create the thumbnail. Trust me, I'm starting to think maybe it's going to be easier for me to start creating my own damn thumbnails, because I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you. I'm sick and tired of waiting for the little tick, 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 tick. And then once you get it and you realize that the freaking print ran off because the AI didn't realize it needed to keep it on the little area, then you got to do it again and it goes tick, 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 tick. And then there's another 5 minutes, and it's like, well, shit, in 10 minutes, I could have had one already. Sorry, with crap. In 10 minutes, I could have already had a thumbnail already spit out, right? Tomorrow's my 69th birthday. You're holding 68, so everybody owe you one. I'm just saying. Well, happy early birthday, Deanna. Remind me tomorrow, and I might give you the old Brando, the Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Okay, I'm going to stop. My singing days are over. Thank you and God bless. Okay, have a great night, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.